But Jeff Zeleny reporting the scope of the investigation is going to be as narrow as possible, as seen by Don McGahn. Now, whether McGahn's successful in doing that will remain to be seen. But I think there's reason to be skeptical about how extensive this investigation will be. Jeff Greenfield, do you share my skepticism?
Look, I'm skeptical about almost everything I've heard through this. And to your point, if I can pivot, I think we're at a point where the whole last 2 years, and certainly since Trump's inauguration, has put the press, or the press has put itself in the position you described. When you have a president of the United States who says to his people, in so many words, don't believe anything negative you hear about me, it is fake, it is a lie, they are enemies. I don't think it's surprising that, at least in my view, a fair percentage of the press, in one way or another, thinks of itself as a kind of resistance. We have to speak truth to this man. We have to correct his statement about what we do. And in the process, I mean, I have to say this quite bluntly to a CNN anchor. When I look at CNN, hour after hour after hour, I see panels, rather than reporting, exchanging opinions, the overwhelming majority of which on this network I regard as quite critical or hostile to Trump. Now, that may be justified. It may be that these folks have concluded on the basis of how Trump has behaved in the Republicans that they deserve this kind of pushback. But I think that what you described, these two different universes, has only been accelerated. Look,
You think the press is exacerbating that feeling of two universes?
I think the press in some way is trapped, because it's a perfectly legitimate argument to say this president has misled, dissembled, outright lied more than maybe all the presidents combined, and we have to call him to that. But what's happened is that it's fed the view on the other side of the aisle that, of course, they're critical of Trump because it's all fake news, because they don't like what he's doing.
What do you think personally? Has CNN taken a side, you think, in this Kavanaugh debate? Has the press taken a side?
Yes, I think if you take the overall coverage, night after night, and you said, well, what have I heard that balances out? Sure. Now, and again, I want to be clear about this. It may be that the facts justify that, but I can't see how you can look at any more than you can look at Fox, say, Fox and Friends, and decide that it's anything more than state media. In CNN's case, it's not at that level at all. But there is an overwhelming perception, as a viewer, I used to be that CNN, in effect, or most of its people, have taken a stand about this president and about this nomination.